Okay, so welcome back to the channel, and here I am with one more bad question. And before reading and solving this question, let me tell you this is really a very good question. Literally means it's a very nice question, and I really appreciate to those students who got this question in their PAT exam and were able to solve this question. Because frankly speaking, I was sitting for around 15 or 20 minutes just to figure it out that how could I proceed. Okay, just for this one. Okay, anyways, let me read the question. Three different groups of students are taking up exams in a center. The exam center should make sure that no two students of same group are sitting adjacent during the exam. Write a program to help the exam center to check the mentioned constraints. Okay, so see, the thing is, three different groups of students, that is group number one, group number two, and group number three. These three groups of students are going to give exam, okay, and they'll be sitting in an examination hall, and we have to make sure that no same group of students sit together. Okay, that is what we have to focus. For example, see, this is the input. In first line, they'll be telling you how many number of students are there, and in the next line, they'll be giving you groups of students. Sorry, the ID, group ID of the students. Okay, 1 2 3 2 1 1. See, 1 1 can't sit together. 2 1 2 3, and in output, what is this deviation? Okay, we have to print that what is the order by which we can separate them. Okay, that's what we have to write. So, just a minute. Hmm. Okay, so see, over here now what we have to do. First of all, nonsense thing, hashtag include and all those things. Standard input output int main return 0. Yeah. Now see, what we will be doing is, first of all, we have to declare a variable called as num, which will be an integer, and then we'll be asking the user enter the number of students you want to enter. Okay, something like that we can write. See, I'm not writing the exact code for this because see, over here it's like we have to take 10 and we have to take input in this format, but I won't be doing in that fashion. Okay, rather I'll be trying to make a code which will be much user friendly, user understandable. Okay, so kindly bear with me, and yeah, be particular about the logic which I'm using. Okay, don't worry about the format because format can be changed, but logic is something which cannot be changed. I mean, yeah, though it can be changed up to some extent. Okay, so now see, scanf, here I'll be taking value percentage t. No. Okay, now see, after doing this I'll be creating a list. Oh, sorry, what is this? Use list. Okay, and once I have created my list, now see, now I have to take the inputs for the list also. For int I equal to 0, I less than num, I plus plus. Okay, printf, enter the group id, group id of the student. Scanf. Before writing scanf, let me create one more variable over here, gid, which symbolizes group id. Here we should write backslash n so that it can be written in a new line. Percentage d and gid. Okay, and now use list I is equals to gid. Okay, almost there. Now see, what I'm doing over here is, here I'm taking input from the user, asking him to tell me that how many students are there. Okay, and then on the basis of that, I'll be asking for the IDs for all the students. I'll be storing it in a list. Okay, that is all what I have done till now. Now see, now the thing is, I'll be creating one more list purposely. Okay, and answer list, which will be having same number of elements as our user list is having. And for this list, one more thing I'll be doing, int I equal to 0, I less than num, I plus, oh sorry, I plus plus. Okay, and now see, now what I'll be doing is answer list I equal to I'll be setting every term of this answer list as 0 purposely. You'll understand why I'm doing this, okay? But for now, I'm doing this purposely, okay? Now see. Now what we'll be doing is, let me show you sample input output. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, these are the types of input which will be given by the user, and it will be stored in a list called as use list. Now what I'll be doing is I'll be counting how many 2, how many 1, and how many 3 are there, because I very well know that there are only 3 groups of students, so I don't need to worry about any other number. So I'll be counting how many 1, 2, and 3 are there in the list. Okay, so for that, see what I'll be doing. I'll be creating first of all some variables. Count, oh sorry, count 1, which will be equal to 0 initially. Int count 2, which will be equal to 0. And similarly, I'll be creating count 3, which will be equal to 0. Now see. Now here itself, within this for loop, see over here I'm taking the input from the user, okay, and I'm storing it in the list. So over here only I'll be checking that whether the input given by the user is 1 or 2 or 3, and accordingly I'll be increasing the count value. So for that I'll be writing if GID is equals to 1, in that case count 1 should be increased by 1. Okay. Similarly, else if GID is equals to 2, so in that case count 2 should be increased by 1. And finally comes the else condition, count 3 should be increased by 1. Okay, that's all. So now see, now what actually my plan is, let me tell you what I'll be doing. I'll be counting how many 1, 2, and 3 are there, and accordingly I'll be placing the 1 in alternative positions. Okay, in this answer list, see, every element is 0, right? So what I'll be doing is in this answer list I'll be placing 1 at alternative positions. For example, suppose if there are 10 zeros in the answer list, if there are 10 zeros in our answer list, so in first I'll be writing 1, then see space, then I'll be writing 1, then I'll be leaving the index, then I'll be writing 1. Okay, now suppose if there are just 3 ones, okay, so till now see, at index 0 we have 1, at index 1 there is nothing, at index 2 we have 1, then at index 3 we don't have anything, then 1, okay, and for other index we don't have anything. Okay, how many index have we done? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, now see. Now for 2, okay, for 2 what I'll be doing? For 2 I'll be doing the same thing of, okay, see, for 1 what I'm doing, for 1 I am placing 1 number of ones at alternative positions. Okay, similarly for 2 also I'll be doing the same thing, but starting from behind. Okay, from here, from behind. Okay, for example here I'll be writing 2, then leaving this place I'll be writing 2 over here, then leaving this place I'll be writing 2 over here. Then suppose if there are 3 2s, okay, if there are 3 1s and 3 2s, then this is going to be the arrangement. And finally if we are having 4 3s, okay, so here 3 will be written in the remaining positions, 3 will be written in the remaining positions. So this is our arrangement. Okay, this is the final answer which we have to show. So I guess it's very much clear what is the logic which I'll be going to apply. What I'll be doing is I'll be running a for loop, okay, and I'll be placing these ones at alternative positions starting from left side, and same thing I'll be doing for 2 also, but from the right side, and at the remaining positions I'll be putting 3. Okay, so let me just code it. For int I equal to 0, int I less than count 1, because I have to run the loops. So suppose the value of count 1 is 3, it means there are 3 ones, so I have to run this loop for 3 times only. That's why I've written I less than count 1, then I plus plus. Okay, now see, now what I'll be writing, I'll be writing answer list I, yeah, before that let me create one more variable, int jump. Okay, this will help me to write alternative positions. Jump is equals to 1, and I have to increase the value of jump by 1 for each loop. Okay, now see what I'm doing is, suppose value of I is equal to 0 and initially value of jump is equal to 0, so 0 plus 0 gives you 0. It means at 0 index you have to write 1. Okay, suppose if the value of I is 1, and similarly over here jump value will be increased by 1, right? So 1 plus 1 gives you 2. It means at index 2, see, this is index 2, right? This is index 2. At index 2 you have to write 1. Similarly when value of I will be equal to 2, and then the value of jump will be also increased by 1, hence it will become 2. So 2 plus 2 gives you 4. It means at index 4 you have to write, oh sorry, it's I, right? I have to write 1. Okay, so see over here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. At index 4 I have to write 1. That is what I have written. Now let me set back the value of jump as 0 and again run the for loop. Now this time will be uh, starting from right side so that I can insert the values of 2. Okay, same thing I've written, but now see what I'm doing. I'm writing over here answer list num minus 1 minus I minus jump is equals to 2, and same case jump value has to be increased by 1. Why I have written num minus 1 minus I minus jump? This is because I have to start from right side, from the behind side, sorry, from the behind of this list. Okay, so see what is this index. Suppose if there are 10 elements in a list, then the last index is written as 9. Okay, so see value of num is 10. 10 minus 1 will give me 9. Okay, and suppose initially I value is 0, so 9 minus 0 gives you 9, and jump value is also 0, so 9 minus 0 gives you 9. So at index 9 I have to write 2, and that is what it's written over here. Okay, and similarly it keeps on going. Okay, it keeps on going just like for 1. Similarly 2 is also similarly we're also writing the values of 2 but from behind. Okay, now see how, what about 3? How am I gonna know that where I have to write 3? So let me show you that why I have, see over here in starting itself every element of answer list was made as 0. Okay, why this was done? It was done because for writing position of 3, I'll be checking that at which position in the list 0 is there. If 0 is there, then replace it by 3. I'll tell you what I'm doing. See, for int I equal to 0, I less than count 3 r plus plus, no sorry, this time no, this time my loop will be running for 10 times, because see I'll be see here I'll be having 0, here I'll be having 0, here also I'll be having 0, and here also I'll be having 0. So see, my loop will be running for 10 times, and I'll be checking at each index whether this is equal to 0 or not. This is see this at index number 1 the value which is entered is equal to 0, so hence replace it by 3. Okay, then this is not equal to 0, this is equal to 0, hence replace it by 3. This is not equal to 0, this is not equal to 0, this is equal to 0, hence replace it by 3. Okay, similarly over here replace this also by 3. That is what I'm doing. That's why I'm running this for loop till num. Okay, num minus 1. Now see what I have to do. If that is the case, if answer list I is equal to 0, if it is 0, then what I have to do? Then answer list I has to be set it as 3. Okay, hence our logic is totally sorry, the logic part is completed. Now I have to just display my list. I less than num I plus plus printf \n percentage d answer list I. Okay, so yeah, now let me just run this code. Enter how many students you want to enter. 10 students. Okay, so suppose 1 2 3 2 1 1 2 1 2 3. Okay, so see, randomly I have given the entries for the students. Now see what are they getting. See, 1 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 2. You can check no same group of students are sitting next to each other. They all are separated. Okay, this is what we'll be getting as output. Okay, so this is the final code. Be careful with this logic, because you might start thinking that how I got this logic, how can I do this, and all those things. So better watch these statements carefully, because they are just simple statements. They are just normal for and if statements, nothing else. Okay, they are normal statements. So should I explain it once again? Nah, you can just reverse the video and watch it again. Okay, it's very simple. Yeah, but this question, I like this question because it was quite tough question. Okay, because you need a lot of thinking capacity to figure out this logic. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. अरे अरे रुको 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 इस कोड में ना एक गलती है, बताओ क्या? हाँ रुको, नोट पैड ऑन करेंगे. Notepad. Now see, suppose if number of students entered by the who are going to sit in a hall and write the exams is an odd number. For example, suppose if it is 11, and if it is 11, and if total number of students belonging from group 1 is equal to 3, total number of students belonging from group 2 is equals to 4, total number of students belonging from group 2 is equals to 4. If that is the case, then I'll be getting a wrong answer. Let me show you why. Let me first show you. 2, 2, 2, 3, 3. See, look over here. If I'm doing this, see, there are totally one total number of one group 1 students are 3, total number of group 2 students are 4, and total number of group 3 students are 4. But over here, if you check, see, total number of group 3 students are how many? 5. Why this is happening? Because, see, let me tell you why this is happening. See, let me first create some space. See, suppose if here group 1 student is sitting, here no one is sitting, then group 1 student is sitting over here, then no one is sitting. Okay, now 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. Okay, now see, starting from behind, here group 2 student will be sitting, here group 2 student will be sitting, here group 2 student will be sitting. Now according to my logic, over here group 2 student is going to occupy this space, and remaining spaces are remaining spaces are going to be occupied by they are going to be occupied by 3. Okay, in this manner. So this is the mistake which I'm doing. Okay, this is the mistake which I'm doing. For that, what I have to check? See, इसमें control Z काम नहीं करता क्या notepad पे? Let me just replace it. Underscore blank spaces. Okay, then nothing but blank spaces. Now see, now I have to make some changes in my code in such a manner that while I'm appending the value, while I'm storing the values of 2, if it is coming to a position where already a value have been entered, then rather than writing something over there, we have to skip to the next index and write 2 over here. Okay, that is what I have to do. Okay, it's a normal change. Now see, over here I have to make the changes. What changes I'll be making? Let me show you. Let me first copy this. Control C, backspace. Now see, what I'll be writing is if answer list num minus 1 minus I minus jump is equals to 1. Sorry, no, if it is equal to 0. If it is equal to 0, then only you are supposed to do this. Okay, if it is equal to 0, then only you are supposed to write 2 in place of it. But if it is not equal to 0, what does it mean? If it is not equal to 0, obviously it's going to be equal to 1. Then in that case, see what I have to do. In that case, control V. In that case, I'll just write over here -1 once again. Why? Let me show you why. See, suppose over here 1 is already entered. So in order to write 2 over here, what I have to do? I have to subtract the value of this index by 1, isn't it? That is what I'm doing. Just subtract it by 1 and write 2 in place of that. That's all. Okay, see, if at a particular position, if the value is equal to 0, then only you are supposed to change it by 2. But if 0 is not there, it means 1 will be over there. In that case, move on to the next index and write 2 over there. That's all. Okay, that is all what we have to do in order to so that is the only changes. Okay, now this code will work for both even and odd numbers. If even number of students are going to sit in a room, or if odd number of students are going to sit in a room, in both these cases this code is entirely going to work properly. Okay, sorry for my mistake which I did earlier. I just figured out late. No problem. 11 1 1 1 2 2 2 2 3 3 3 3. See, 1 2 3 4 threes are there. 1 2 3 4 students are from group 2, and 1 2 3 3 students are from group 1. Okay, and that's the only entry which that is exactly the same thing which I have entered. Okay, hence this code is now working properly. Okay, now you can leave this meeting. Sorry. Now you can just go and like this video, please. I guess I deserve this, right? Anyways, thank you for watching.